With the Instagram light up. That's the thing right there. Mm-mm-mm. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go. So, what is going on, beautiful people? I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, and welcome to Waving the Red Flag with your favorite self-aware narcissist, Lee Hammock. What is going on, folks? Hope y'all having a beautifully fantastic night. Got a great story, great show for you playing tonight. First thing we're going to do is introduce my co-host / producer, Miss Jessica Montez.
Hello, everybody. So tonight's topic is lack of empathy.
Oof, old lack of empathy. So this is one of the things, the high characteristics that a lot of people see in a lot of narcissistic people. Empathy. The ability to feel other people's emotions, to understand other people's emotions and feel where they are coming from. A lot of narcissistic people lack that ability. You notice I said lack, not zero, not zero. Just for me, there's a difference between lack and zero, and none. I could have a lack of money and I still got $10 on me. If I have no money, I got $0. You see, so I got some spending cash. I got a little spending empathy, a little bit, a little pocket empathy. Shout out to Kelly for joining memberships. But yeah, so narcissistic people typically lack the emotional empathy, the ability to connect to you on an emotional level. They have more along the lines what people refer to as cognitive empathy. They understand, you know, the emotion. They just don't feel it with you. They don't just, if you're boohoo crying, they're not going to boohoo cry with you. They're like, okay, I get why you're crying. Your dog got hit by a car. I understand the tears, but I don't feel it with you. So the first shout out to everybody on my TikTok and whatnot. Shout out to everybody watching on Instagram and TikTok as well. If y'all want to hop over on YouTube, we put questions on the screen on YouTube and whatnot, y'all. So YouTube is at Mental Illness as well. The first thing we got coming up, y'all, we have our guest, story time number 1. We got our live guest coming up. So shout out to her. Going to read her story, a little bit of her story. Then we're going to bring her on, ask her some questions, and talk about lack of empathy. So shout out to her. Where we at? Time for story time with Lee. Now sit back, get comfortable, and listen while I help make sense of your story. So, yeah. So tonight's guest is Miss Catherine. She's talking about lack of empathy. So I was having a friends with benefits relationship with a narcissist, and he found out that I was involved with a mutual friend of ours in the past. Ooh, strike one. Early strike for you right there, because they your past will be used against you in toxic narcissistic relationships. Like, you could be perfect for them in their minds, but they found out that you kissed an ex, or you kissed somebody that you still involved with, or you still friends with an ex. That's automatic. They can automatically lead to the devaluation stage really, really quickly, y'all. Like, seriously. So she's at a brief situationship, and upon hearing this information from this mutual friend, so the friend told, okay.
Should we
Hey.
bring her in here for this?
so what?
Should we bring her in here for this? I feel like I want to see her reaction.
I mean, you can bring it up like somewhere.
Hi.
I'm gonna have you listen to story time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna read the story while you hear it, because I got some questions. Because this is okay. Okay, so first of all, the friend told, right?
Yeah.
Okay, God, why? Can I ask you why the friend told?
I think he was like his feelings were still hurt, and like
Okay.
they were friends. So yeah.
Oh, they okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So he actually planned a rage episode on me to punish me for this. His rage episode was so bad that I got a panic attack from it. Yikes. Also, during this time, I had COVID and was just tested positive for COVID a second time, which he was aware of. So you see how a lack of empathy kicked in right there. They don't care what you're going through. If I have a point to prove, if I have something that I'm going through, I'm going to, I'm coming for you with it. I'm like, it doesn't matter what you're going through. Your sickness is an inconvenience to me conveying my rage to you. So that kicks in right there. He told me he didn't give a shit that I had COVID. he, he told me that he didn't give a shit that I had COVID and I deserve what I got. And of course, that I'm responsible for his behavior. So you see how it kicked in right there. Did you feel responsible for his behavior? Just curious.
Yes.
You
Yes,
did?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you see, so I'll ask you in a few minutes. All right.
Yeah.
I, I was at City MD while he was raging. So you was at the hospital. He was
Yeah.
screaming at you on the phone. So
Yeah.
I was at the City MD while he was raging out on me through the phone. The nurse that was taking my vitals found that while this was happening, my heart rate was 155 and went up to 170 at one point. She asked me if anything was happening because she was so concerned with my heart rate, which is far higher than it should have been. And I bursted into the tears and I told her what was happening. She asked me a few questions and deemed that I was a danger to myself at that moment. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
She called the ambulance to take me to the psych ward. I was on call with my best friend while this was happening, and she informed us in our group chat that I was on the way to the hospital, that I was having a panic attack, and that my heart rate was so high. The narcissist responded. So he's in the group chat.
Yeah.
Oh, the narcissist responded by saying, "Ha, I just sent her to the hospital like it was a joke." Nobody in the group chat addressed this message. I wasn't in a place to address it. So there's some awkward energy right there, just in that space. You know, just like, I sent her to the hospital. That's some psycho shit.
Yeah.
I spent the whole day in a psych ward, morning to night, and I was willing to do anything to get out. They isolated me because I was testing positive for COVID. Oh, goodness gracious, sound like he was in jail. I spent most of the day crawled up in the corner of the room, crying and feeling completely and utterly confused and ashamed. This was a turning point in our relationship because at this moment, I realized I hated myself. I met up with him a week later and we talked about the issue. He told me he was sorry it had come to this, that he felt no guilt for what. Wait, he said, hey, I'm sorry it had come to this, but I feel no guilt for what happened.
Yeah.
That other person told him that I deserved it and he did the right thing. Who's the other person?
It was just some person that he referenced.
Oh, so he's lying. Okay.
Yeah.
No, so they are like, when you deal with narcissistic people, they'll always say, "Oh, my friend said you were crazy. Oh, my friend said I made the right decision." Your friends, some obscure person that you don't know, you've never heard of, said something bad about you. That doesn't know you. They just said something bad about you and agreed with them.
Yeah.
Just they do this. It's kind of like a self mental gymnastic to justify your behavior, so you might not feel any guilt. The friend he mentioned was his imaginary friend.
Okay. Put it into perspective.
Yeah, there was an imaginary friend right there. So just in that space. He was love bombing a new supply at this time. So he referenced her and said that she studied psychology, which I found out later was a lie. So he met up with you to talk about the issue while he was entertaining somebody else.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's a rough one. Where was that? And I should confer with him or her before I make a decision because I don't know myself and I don't know what's best for me like they did. I only spoke to the new supply once. He then talked about how when he was a little boy, he was locked in a room for 2 hours all by himself. He told me that my experience was no big deal and that if it was me, he'd have just done some push-ups and called it a day. Yeah. A whole day of push-ups. So was the new supply in y'all's friend group too? Is this somebody you know?
Not at the time. He later kind of introduced us, but not at that time.
Mm-hmm. He told me that I should be thanking. What does his chest look like? Does he have a big chest?
No, he's
okay. So again, another lie. He wouldn't be doing no damn push-ups all day. That's why I just wanted to mention that right there. He was lying about that too. I would have did some push-ups and called it a day. Dude, give me 10 right now. Show me 10 goodness, boy, the lion. He told me that I should be thanking him for helping me find a therapist, which I was able to do because of what happened. And he actually went around telling people that he did such a great thing helping me that whenever I reference this to other people, we knew that they say only things like I deserved it for what I did, or he was only trying to help you. Sometimes these things don't go the way that they are meant to. There was stuff you were actually saying?
Yeah, those were the people in the friend group telling me.
Oh, are you still in that friend group? Are you still in that group chat?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say. Step one after I finish reading this is to leave their group chat.
Yeah, no, I already left.
After everything, I'm the one that looks like I need help. He even used this incident to dog whistle me a few times. He manipulated the situation so much that I came out looking like I was crazy and the bad guy. So, do you still feel like you're the bad guy now?
No, not anymore. At the time, I was so confused. I didn't know what was happening, so I did blame myself. But because of you, now I know what's happening. So thank you.
Hey, hey, I love to hear that because, like,
Yeah.
in the situations in the spaces like these, they will tend to manipulate you and push you down and make it seem like everything somehow, some way, shape, or form is your fault. You know,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Everything was my fault.
yeah. But you also see how he justified his actions and try to put somehow he tried to make it seem like he was a hero. You know, like he came in and saved you and made you have a panic attack, and only because you had that panic attack is the only reason you got into that psych ward and found a
Yeah.
therapist. So good for me. Good for me right there
Mhm.
in that space. You know, I was just trying to help you by emotionally abusing you. You know that, right? You know that, right? You
It
see,
makes
it just
no sense now, but it made sense to me back then.
yeah. So how long ago was this?
This was 2 years ago.
Oh, no, 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
you haven't spoken to him since then?
I went no contact 15 months ago.
Oh, yay. 15.
Yeah.
Okay. So 15 months. So over a year.
That's a year and 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
Thank
Good for
you.
you. And I know it's tough to do in that space. So are you still friends with anybody else inside of that friend group space? Just curious.
I'm still in contact with my best friend.
Oh, your best friend's in the friend group? She's in the group chat? So what does she have to say about this? Is she one of the people saying that this is not how things, this is just the way things turn out sometimes?
No, I mean, she understood what was happening. But she's dating, his cousin. So yeah.
So does she still see him?
She does. She lives with him.
Oh, what? So she lives with your ex?
She lives with her boyfriend, who is my ex's cousin.
Oh, I thought your ex lived there too. I was just like,
no, fortunately not.
it's like
But
no.
they see each other very often, so
They
do.
Just in that space. So in that space right there. So I mean, isn't that awkward for you? How do you feel about that situation?
It is. It's really tough. I've been trying to find the right kind of boundaries to place around that. I'm still kind of angry at my ex. Yeah, and I'm trying to work through resentment that I have for her still remaining in contact with him. So
for the resentment for your friend still remaining in contact with him?
Well, my best friend in particular.
Okay, yeah, because she's in a very unique kind of predicament because of the situation right now. Just because of like So did she meet the cousin while y'all were together?
No, she's the one who introduced me to him.
Oh,
she didn't know at the time.
Sure, she didn't. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm playing. So, that's rough right there. So but the friend, but his cousin, no, that's just messy right there, just in that space. So, so I'm just curious. So there was no accountability for him in what he did in this space, like
me leaving him. That's it.
I mean, but there's accountability right there. You see, just even in that dynamic, there is accountability because in order to hold a narcissist or narcissistic person accountable, you have to have some type of leverage on them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, the leverage is access to you. It's you, you yourself are the leverage. You're just in that space right there.
Yeah,
that does happen right there quite a bit. It's just like you end up being a leverage and you cut off access to you. Because he can't play the hero role. It would absolutely be weird as hell if he was still telling people that story.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, it would be weird. Just like hopefully she's doing pretty good. I saved her life, right?
Yeah, I remember when he tried to Hoover me, because like he called my best friend, and then I was in the same room with my best friend, and like they were on FaceTime together. That's when he tried to hoover me. And like he knew I was in the same room. So he kind of like dog whistled and he was like, "Oh, I'm not crazy. You don't have to send me to the psych ward." And I was like, that was yeah, he
Yeah,
knew.
he was blowing hard as hell on that dog whistle right there. Because I
Mhm.
mean, if y'all in the chat don't know what a dog whistle is, it's a way that a narcissistic person, a toxic person, covertly triggers you. Just like how an actual dog whistle. Like if I blow on a dog whistle, only the dog hears it. Right? You can't hear it. Even nobody else. I mean, you can. Only the dog can hear it. So this is how narcissistic people trigger you around people. Just like, and you like why you acting that way, Catherine? You over there blowing on the whistle. He's covertly triggering you to try to get a reaction from you.
Mhm.
He's probably just wanting you to grab the phone and just be like, you know, don't you talk to me?
Oh,
Don't talk
yeah.
to me like that. Don't mention
He
that.
he
His
asked
dog.
to see me. He asked to see me. He's like, "I wanna talk to her."
Oh
And
hell
I was
no.
like, "Hell no."
Oh yay,
Yeah.
yay. So he was FaceTiming his cousin
He
and
was
then actually
FaceTiming with
talking
my
to you.
best friend.
Wait,
Yeah. Yeah, my best friend was on FaceTime with him, and I was with my best friend, and we were in the same room. And I wanted to like leave the room before they called, but they're like, she was with her boyfriend, so also his cousin, and they're like,
oh
"Oh, it's fine, you could stay, it's fine." I'm like, I couldn't place boundaries at the time, so I was like, okay,
yeah.
fine. So they were talking, and he's like, "I want to talk to her," and I'm like, no, no,
He said I want to talk to you.
he wants to talk to me. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the that's a little rough right there, just mindset
yeah,
wise. So your best friend communicates with him like that, like they FaceTime, they're cool. That's
yeah.
that's a little that's a oh goodness.
I mean, you can
Like that.
understand the resentment.
So what?
You
I
can
mean, so,
understand the resentment.
have you spoken your piece about that to her?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, it's not a secret. Yeah.
it's not a secret, because sometimes,
Yeah.
like I said, that is worthy of a conversation. And Tony Robbins said this right here. It's worthy of a conversation. Like some people would think that, like, oh, the conversation is going to bring you peace. No, it might. It might
Mhm.
not be. It might not a peaceful conversation. It might be awkward. It might be a
Yeah.
lot of energy exchange and whatnot. But it'll help bring you to a point of where you can feel normal, so to speak. And it's just like, hey, look, I don't. This is weird. You talking to you know what he did. You know the abuse. You know the
Yeah.
lies. Whatever he did. But somehow, some way, shape, or form, y'all still buddy buddy. That's just weird to me. And then, like, so you might lose a friend.
Yeah.
Are you afraid to lose your friend?
I've I would yeah. I've had a lot of people prepare me for that already. Jazzy, love you.
Yeah. Oh, friends, what's up? Yeah. It's just in that space. Like, if you're afraid to lose the friend, then it's like you can't you can't be yourself. You can't be your true self around her if you're afraid to lose her. And the
Right,
fact
yeah.
that you're afraid to lose her kind of shows that you kind of anticipate a response from her that you won't like. Sometimes you have to speak your piece. I'm not saying your friend is a narcissist, but I know we got sidetracked to the
Yeah.
bestie, but it's just that the
Yeah.
bestie is just flaring up little mini flags. Your ex is a big red flag. This is your ex right here. Your ex is big flag. The bestie, I'm gonna fold it in half. This is a halfy flag. You know what I mean? Half the flag is
Mhm.
a half staff. The red flag is a half staff. But
Mhm.
you're just in that space right there because, like, it's that can be a trigger for you overall anyway when you're dealing with her, like
Yeah.
when you're trying to heal and you're hanging with her, and then you know he calls out of
Yeah.
nowhere. And then you might be having a good day. You like, damn, today's a great day. Boom, you hear his voice. How do you feel when you hear his voice? You say it takes you back.
Triggering.
And
Yeah.
she doesn't have to answer, right? She doesn't have to answer while you're with her. She could.
She doesn't, but I feel like the kind of energy her friends gives off, she might
Mhm.
ask you, "Can't you answer?" Is it okay if I don't have to answer if you don't want me to?
Does she?
I'd probably leave the room if that
Yeah,
was the case.
but you
Yeah.
see but you see, she shouldn't answer the phone. Like, it should be like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
see it, and hit." You ignore the phone call or something like that. You say, but like
Mhm.
asking you, "Should I
Yeah.
answer this?" That's putting you on the spot. That's kind of putting you in an untenable situation. You know,
Yeah.
where you got to try to put your comfort level. Or just no, I'm fine. Just go ahead and take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then you get another dog whistle. I just got out of the psych
Mhm.
ward. No, you know what? I was sitting in the corner crying. I was just sitting in the corner. No, I would just sit in the corner crying by myself. I was gonna do some push-ups all day and stuff like that. Just saying something to set you off that you hear. So I would be very wary of that.
Yeah.
Just in that space because they will. I mean, I'm telling you, they will mess with you because some narcissistic people get off on your pain. The lack of empathy. Sometimes the lack of empathy leads to this type of weird sadistic nature where
Yeah,
they.
he said he wanted to hit me.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was because of this. Yeah.
Yeah. So even in that space, he's feeling a certain type of way where he wants to like your pain, your emotional stress is
Mhm.
giving him a high. That's why he put it in the chat. Ha ha, sent her to the hospital. He's probably
Yeah.
reveling. He not only reveling in it, he's trying to make it seem like it was a joke to people so that he can minimize his exposure to it. I was just playing, you
Mhm.
see. So
And
it's
also,
just
does it make her look crazier too?
it makes it. It's kind of like that's what I was saying. Trying to minimize it. It makes her look like she's
Mhm.
overreacting. Like you look, you blew this all out of proportion. She's
Mhm.
crazy, y'all. She's crazy. I told y'all she was crazy. One of us is in the psych ward, and
Mhm.
it ain't me.
It it makes it easy to like make it look like I was the one who needed help. Yeah.
Yeah, it can make it very very easy. Yeah,
Mhm.
just in that space, it's a very interesting dynamic. Like I say, just coming from the narcissist perspective, like they do revel in your pain.
Mhm.
And sometimes like especially the fact that you wanted to talk to him, like you were in this space wanting to escape that place, and then you end
Yeah.
up talking to him. In his mind, you talking to him, wanted to have a conversation with him,
Mhm.
probably made him feel a certain type of way. He probably felt absolved of the stuff that he had did because you talked to him. Hashtag kill Mike. That was Mike, ain't it? It was Mike. uh yeah, but just in that space right there. So, do you have any questions for me or Jessica?
Okay, I have a question. If say I continue the relationship with my best friend, and that would mean that eventually one day I'd see him again. What's the best kind of advice that you have for that?
When you see
For which
him,
part of it?
What would you say?
the
For
advice of
which
when you actually see him again is what you're wondering? How do you
Yeah, I would have to like, because her boyfriend's family and stuff.
Mhm.
uh hmm,
Yeah.
to see him, like so to me it depends on the space and anticipation of it because sometimes like if he's moved on, if he has a new supply, he'll probably have her around too. So if you have to see this person, if you have to remain remain friends with this, I always say just keep it cordial, high and by,
Mhm.
high and by. Like, you don't have to. You be friendly. You don't have to be friends. Friendly. That's why I say
Mhm.
people talk about the Biff method, like BIFF. A lot of people use the Biff method when they're trying to co-parent with a narcissistic person, but you can also use it in communication with your exes if you have to talk to them, if you have to work with them and stuff like that. If you have to be in a certain area, same area as them, keep it brief, informative, firm, and friendly, straight to the point, just like bloop,
Mhm.
little jabs, like straight to the point. Like you
Mhm.
don't have to entertain a long conversation or anything like that. I'm just, oh hey, bye. Just not how you doing, how your mama doing, you know, in that space right there. It's just like I want to check on your mental health. You still seeing that same therapist that you saw when you went to the psych ward at that time, you know, because how I would anticipate how
Oh my
I would
gosh.
anticipate that going.
Yeah.
Are you still seeing that same therapist? I know that time you went crazy. Remember that? I never forget. Yeah. Just in that space. So I'm not telling you to cut your friend off, but I feel
Mhm.
like you don't want to have one of these like false friendships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like you if it's a real best friend, you should be able to be open, honest, and real with her to convey your feelings, and she should respect your feelings. I ain't telling her to break up.
Is he?
To You're not telling her to break up with her boyfriend. It's just like
No.
why is it a necessity for you to be friends with my ex? You know,
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Yeah.
like cool, date your boyfriend, do whatever you want to do, but like why you FaceTiming the ex abuser? That's right there is just kind of, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know. They kind of crossed the line in that space right there. Just
Mhm.
to me, this to me. Like I said,
Yeah,
I would just, yeah.
it's understandable, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you cut your friend off, but sometimes you having those conversations is tough, but it's necessary because you're like, you don't want to have a false friend, a fake friend,
That's
because
true.
sometimes those friendships can be mega fake and they just be weird and just unnecessary. They end up going in a direction that they don't need to go in, you know, just in that space.
Mhm.
It can be a lot, like for real. That's why I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying your friend has a lack of empathy. There's a little, it's just like you know what he did, or does she believe him? You know what I mean? Does she believe she knows you? Does she believe him? So I will say that in that space right there.
Well, are any other questions, Catherine?
Yeah, maybe one more.
Okay.
So during this rage episode that I referenced, I noticed like at least half the time he could have been looking in the mirror and talking to himself.
Mhm.
So does a narcissist understand that they're projecting? Do they know that they're describing themselves when they're talking to you, or do they actually believe that you are the things that they say you are?
Um, I think most times when they're raging out on you, they believe the things that they say. Is it
Mm,
projection? Yeah, but they believe they mean it. They mean the things that they say. But
mm,
like I've said it in some of my videos, just because they mean what they say doesn't make it true. You know what I mean?
mm,
I can say mean things to you that I mean. I absolutely mean them when I'm conveying them to you. I mean them, but it doesn't make them true statements. You know, I'm just angry. I'm babbling out anger about how I really feel about myself
yeah.
because most people don't understand this projection. You know, they're just saying it out loud. They're saying their inner thoughts out loud. It's like they're they're subconscious. Like you just said, they hold up a mirror to themselves and they're like
Mhm,
blink. You know, and they could be yelling at themselves. Everything they say to you, they could say to themselves. But
mhm.
it feels better to say it to you and not to me.
Okay, that makes sense.
Kind of like it's kind of like shaking it off, you know,
Mhm,
in that space right there. That's what I'm just saying. Again, I would just, I'm not telling you to have a planned conversation with your friend, but I do feel like that
mhm.
conversation would be the conversation does kind of have to happen. That's for me. That's my perspective on it. Because you want to live a good life. You don't want to. It's
Yeah,
like I can't go talk to my friend today because my ex is over there. Or she gonna
yeah.
start going on. What is gonna start happening is gonna get on your nerves. Is she gonna start going on double dates with him and his new partner, and you could be mad as hell. I see that. I don't have my crystal ball on me, but I do. You know,
They've already went on vacation.
Mm.
Yeah.
girl. No, okay. Just we'll chat. We'll chat about that. Then just we'll chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much for coming on here. Like being
Thank you.
like
And
seriously.
yes, thank you so much. And shout out to Vanessa and Jazzy who are watching.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see Jazzy. There's Jazzy right there. Old friend. I saw Vanessa earlier. She popped in, popped out.
Yeah.
No, she said F your friend. I saw that. I saw it. I was gonna put it on the screen. I was just like, girl, capital letters. I saw it in capital letters.
All right. Well, have a
Right.
great day, Catherine. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shoot me a message anytime though. Okay, girl.
I will. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Be safe. Be safe.
Oh,
Woo! Oh yeah, them besties, y'all. Them besties will get you. Them besties will get you. But yeah, shout out to her for coming on, y'all, telling that story because that is extremely tough to deal with a narcissistic person's, lack of empathy, especially when you are the target of that lack right there. You know, when you become the target, when they're pointing the empathy, the empathy ray gun at you, you get it. You get the brunt of it,
yeah.
just in that space right there. So what we have coming on next? The next story. This one right here is a short story, y'all. So we got a short one is short and sweet. Sorry, I have a toothache. So y'all see me over here doing this? My mouth hurts. No, I'm not lying. This is not gaslighting. Are you lying to us, Lee? No, I don't have teeth. No, this. um, so I spent 4 years with my narcissistic ex, trying everything to make things work, which happens a lot of times, y'all. Which happens a lot of times, and that's when I think when a lot of people leave the relationship or leave a toxic relationship or relationship overall, you want to make sure that you tried everything possible. Like you left no stone unturned. Like you tried everything. The last couple of weeks, our relationship was strained, and eventually he started body shaming me when he was angry. It'd be weird how they be body shaming the same cheeks that they be clapping. They be blowing my mind. You mean the same cheeks they clap, they body shame. Just like, ugh, I don't like you. You're out of shape. But come here and bend over. Like it's weird to me. You know, it blows my mind sometimes.
But why do they do that? Is it just like a it's just to make them feel better? Because do they really actually feel that way?
Sometimes they do it to demean you in order to. Sometimes it turns. It just sound weird, y'all. Sometimes it turns them on to demean you. Some of them have like a kink where they put you down. It turns them on to put you down. It hurts you. It gets you in a certain type of emotional state where you feel a certain type of way. So they rev them up. They will do it, but they also angry with themselves because, like I said, happy people don't lash out at other people. You know, the happiest people don't do that. When have you seen a happy person like I'm just so happy with my life? Let me body shame my partner. Like that don't happen, y'all. They are unhappy internally. Um, Last week, I asked him why he couldn't tell me he loved me. His exact words were forgotten. Oh, she forgot the words he said. Long story short, we have recently broken up on Monday because of him becoming abusive, like physically abusive. Like he crossed the physical line. Why do I feel like I did something wrong by cutting off contact? Because y'all, that's where the trauma bond comes into play. You
Mhm.
know, a lot of times people in these relationships, you feel bad like when the relationship ends. Like it makes sense. Like you start to blame yourself for how the relationship ended. You start to blame yourself for getting hit. You start blaming yourself for getting yelled at. You start blaming yourself for all this stuff happening to you. But you know, that's what they want. Because when you blaming yourself, you're more apt to come back into the relationship and accept more of the, you know what I mean, accept more of the same. Like if I slap you across your face and you take accountability for me smacking you, then I can hit you again. You see? She's like, oh, or and you won't do that same behavior again. And these type of relationship dynamics, y'all, they tend to escalate, y'all. They really do tend to escalate to the physical stuff because once the body shaming doesn't work, once the emotional abuse doesn't work, once the yelling and screaming doesn't work, that's when the hands come out. That's when the feet come out. That's when they start throwing things. They start trying to do things to you to hurt you and put you in a certain predicament. That's when they start trying to, take you on up out of here. That does happen quite a bit right there, y'all. So you gotta be prepared for that as well. But
Yeah.
she said she cut off contact Monday. That's recent. That's a couple of days ago. Y'all, that's what's that, the 13th? Was Monday the 13th?
Yeah.
You're going to feel this way. Like, yeah, if you were in it for 4 years, you've been out of it for 4 days, you're going to miss the person.
Mhm.
Yeah. If we do some quick rounding math, 4 years is what 1400 over 1400 days. So you were 1400 days in it. You've been out of it for 4 days. The time doesn't even match up. So it makes sense that you missed somebody who hurt you. It makes sense that you might try to blame yourself for what happened. Like you're going through normal human emotions. Like you're a human being. So don't
Mhm.
beat yourself up when you miss somebody who hurt you. It makes sense. You can miss somebody and not allow them access to your life. You can miss them and not allow them access to your space. You know, you don't have to like, oh, this person, it does match up, y'all. 4 years. It doesn't seem like a long time in the grand scheme of things, but 4 years versus 4 days. If you give me 4 years of working out every day, my body's going to look a lot different for somebody who just started working out 4 days ago. You see? It just makes sense, y'all. So shout out to her for sending it in. I know that's a tough thing to do, just
Yeah.
dealing with that.
And it's
And
not easy to go no contact at all, and I remember, like, even before I, caught, um, mine cheating on me, I tried to go no contact just because I felt that, like, the heavy I didn't know what I was feeling, so I was trying to, like, have some distance, and I felt like I was punishing myself, like, I there was, like, a point where I remember feeling like, "I feel like I'm punishing myself because 'cause I'm not being able to be with my best friend," like, I remember having those thoughts, even though, like, everything about the situation was telling me to get away. So I can understand what she means when she says, "Why do I feel like I did something wrong?" Like,
mhm,
by saying, "I'm not gonna have contact with you." And then it's so hard to maintain the no contact even after I found out the truth and I realized exactly, what was happening.
mhm,
It's been about over 5 months now, and I still struggle with the no contact. I was almost at 60 days. I was doing really good. And, so everybody, just so you know, I broke no contact. I'm now, I'm at My new meter is 6 days, no contact.
Shout out to you. So it happens. It really does happen. Don't give you. I always tell people like this right here. Don't beat yourself up, y'all. Because when you start beating yourself up, you give yourself an emotional black eye, and it makes it hard to see things clearly with your heart and where you actually need to go. You know, so don't
Mhm.
give yourself an emotional black eye because you black the eyes of your heart. It makes it hard to see. So shout out to you for restarting. Sometimes you got to restart. Sometimes you got to restart the clock. Say, hey, I told you, alcohol and no contact don't mix. So
Well, no contact, and, and I was beating myself up. I was just now letting it go, starting
yeah.
over again. Here we go. You know?
Yeah. But I also hear somebody say, if you're tired of starting over, stop quitting. You know what I mean? It's all good. Like I say, seriously, don't beat yourself up. It happens.
Yeah.
It's just like breaking an addictive habit,
Yeah,
kicking a drug habit. It's just like,
it's triggered.
ooh,
You get triggered again, when he stopped by my house the week before,
mm-hmm.
it just triggered me into the spiral again for, I don't know, like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and now, I'm just getting back into the, okay, you know
Get back on the horse. Gotta get back on the horse and ride that thing. It's good. It's cool though. Shout out to you for admitting that. Y'all admitting that is strong. She could have just came out here and just said 66 days, no contact. Been lying. Been lying. Look, she'd have lied to herself too, though. She'd have felt that.
I
She'd
can't
have
do it.
she
I can't lie. It's like, I just, I know I'm going through this with you guys, so no, I understand,
Yeah.
get it.
Y'all see it in y'all see it in real life because like I said, y'all, it makes sense to miss somebody that you talk to every day for 4 years or I forgot how long yours went on.
2,
2
almost 2.
years. So
Mhm,
almost 2 years. So there's still what 730 days
mhm.
every single day, 730 days. Now to go to talking to zero, that makes sense. So don't beat yourself up. Shout out to you for starting over though. Almost one weekend. You gotta get your 1 week your 1 week chip. You gotta get some no contact chips. Just like get my chip, y'all. Yeah. You
Yeah, chips,
know? Yeah, it happens though. I saw somebody on my Instagram said the narcissist is blowing up my phone now. Yeah, I'm telling you, it happens. They don't make it easy. They don't make it easy to go no contact. And then the crazy thing is, if they do make it easy, you feel like you're a problem. Like they made it too easy. They're not reaching out to me. It's a mind thing. It really, really is. It's a mind thing. It gets into here.
Mhm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like even though my no contact break was, like, because I was angry and, like, I'm like, "Ah," it's not like, "Oh, I love you and I miss you." It's like I'm angry and whatever. He still wants that too, right, Lee? It's like that's
Yeah.
the reaction. It doesn't matter if it's good or
Hey,
bad.
I didn't want
And
the reaction. Yeah.
mhm.
So shout out to you. Hop back on the no contact train.
Yeah.
You hopped off the station.
Yes, I did.
Uh,
Pit stop. I'm back on. I'm back on. So I'm glad you guys are all here to keep me accountable too. So I'm 6 days, guys.
yeah.
I'm back in.
But shout out to you. Somebody said 34.5 years for me. Goddamn, like, oh, is that no contact? You were with him for 34 years. So yeah,
Oh, it's like,
so yes. But yeah, I'm just telling you, I know yeah, it's cool to miss this person. It is. 33 missed calls and 15 messages from jail. Huh? See, they don't even when they get locked up, they don't make it easy. Even when they get locked up, they don't make it easy.
we're 1 hour right here with no contact.
I'm 1 hour fresh in on no contact again. Hey, you got to start somewhere. One
Mhm.
hour, 1 minute, 1 day. You got to build it up. People who are 10 years no contact started off with 1 hour. Started off with 1 minute. You got to start somewhere, y'all. Seriously. Just in that space. So shout out to y'all for going no contact. Power up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
All right, well, so we have some voicemails. Are you ready for some?
Voicemail time, y'all. Let's get it.
There we go.
Hi, I was in a narc relationship since I was 15. I was love bombed at first and for the first couple years, and then when I was like 16 or 17, discarded, and it was just like over and over for years. And I feel like I was so depleted and abused mentally and physically at a young age that I thought that it was um, normal. So we got older and we have 3 kids now. And I proceeded with getting a restraining order and we don't see each other or anything like that, but it's gotten to a point where we should be co-parenting for our kids, and I keep trying to ask, will he meet me at a park or a public place? And he's refusing and saying that he has to come to my house. He needs my address, and he needs to come to my house to see his kids.
Hell no. He needs to come to your house to see your kids. Yo, hell no. I know y'all got kids together and stuff like that, but if you don't have if you got a restraining order for a reason, hell no. Like, you get a lot of narcissistic people. She said they were together since they were 15 years old. So you get into that space where it's kind of like y'all grow up together. And sometimes when they get you while you're young, you outgrow them. That happens a lot of times, y'all. You get a lot of narcissistic people that do target younger folks. I don't know how old he is. I don't know. They could be around the same age, but they target the younger folks. And the younger folks, you outgrow them. You grow up and like, damn, you kind of, when I was younger, you looked a little better. You seemed like you had a lot to offer, but now that I'm older, you ain't. No, this ain't it. So you do leave them, you outgrow them, but then you get a restraining order, and now they're trying to they try to take up your space. When you like I said, when you decide to get a restraining order, go no contact, they still try to come to your house. Like, meet me at a park. No, I need your address. I need to come to your house. Don't give him the address. Hell no. If you want to see your kids, you got to follow the boundaries. You know, I know some people are like, well, Lee, you just advocating for some to keep the kids away. He in danger. You don't go to the house and take our life, and you're like, well, I didn't know he's gonna do it. Man, shut the hell up, y'all. Like, if y'all say some shit like that, no. If you got to follow the rules sometimes. It's like, seriously, you do have to follow the rules. Like, meet me at a meet. Don't even meet me at the park. You got to meet go to a center. Go to a center. Like, well, don't entertain any kind of conversations, y'all. Police department, they will hurt you. The police department, just being realistic, they'll hurt you. They'll hurt you. If they're there to hurt you, they're gonna hurt you. It don't matter where it's at. You know, if they are there to hurt you, it doesn't matter where they are. So sometimes you don't have to. You want to remove yourself from the situation and have a third party if possible. So
And if
shout out
they're
to
there
her.
to see their kids, they'll do it for that. It won't
Yeah,
matter if they're there or not, right?
yeah. If I really want to see the kids, the location does not matter.
Okay. And here's our next.
Does the narcissist ever really leave you alone? Is it possible for the narcissist to be happy with their new supply or old supplies? If I discarded the narcissist, will he come back? Because I have so much hate and disrespect and anger for him. I would hate for him to trigger anything that is in me. I don't want to put myself in a predicament where I'm in trouble or I'm hurting him or myself. But I have so much hate for this person, so much anger for this person, so much sorrow for this person. I need to know if they really will stay away, because if they come back, even trying to hoover or contact with me in any shape, form, or fashion, I'm afraid that I may lose all control because of all the resentment and the animosity that I have for this person, the lack of respect. I am so disappointed in myself that I feel so angry that I am. I want to hurt him in a way that's not healthy, and I want to get over and past that point. So how do I know for sure that he won't bother me again? And if he does, how do I control my emotions? Because I'm so disgusted by our situation that I just wanted to be over and done. I really wanted to forget about it. What should I do?
So I'm gonna say in this situation right there, you have to give yourself some space and some grace from this situation, y'all. Like, you you she has made her. Y'all can hear that anger. You can feel it. You can feel that through the voicemail. Like, she was just trembling with anger because she's so angry right there in that space. But you can't control them coming back or not, y'all. Just being realistic. Like, the only thing that you can control is how you react. If you're already putting yourself in this hyper heightened state to hurt him, you're probably going to hurt him. You know, it just seems like you hold on to a lot of stuff. You have to find a way to get that out of your system.
I
It's like,
I have some advice for her too.
yeah.
I would start talking about this with her like friends, family. Just start talking, saying it
Mhm.
out loud, talking about how angry she is with him. It's just kind of telling on herself, like how she's feeling about it to them too, so that she has some support. And maybe it'll help like lighten the heaviness of it. To
Yeah.
say it out loud and have maybe they'll say something that'll make her see it as something ridiculous, or like Lee's videos helped with my anger, like watching that making me laugh, like these videos that I couldn't figure the fun, like how to find this painful situation funny at all, or like when was this going to start to go away, and trying to find like some sort of humor, and usually friends are able to kind of pull you out of
Mhm.
that, that
Yeah,
anger.
so they can help. Shout out to the heart over on TikTok. They can help you, like I said, release that to get out of your system because it sounds like she's bottling it up, y'all. And it's just like if you have a soda and you shake a soda, you put the top on the soda and you shake that something up. Boop. No, matter of fact, she's like a Coca Cola and dropped the Mentos in it and shook it up. The top is about to pop. You gotta slowly look. Don't just slowly look. Slow it. You gotta slowly release the top right there in little increments. Find something. Yeah, therapy can help if that's a possibility, or support group. Join my support group. Just shoot. I have a support group on Facebook. It's the mental healers, or I like join the channel memberships here. We got some behind the scenes groups with people like April Morgan. She just commented on her. She's always in the group helping people out and things like that. Meet some people that are going through similar shared experiences as you. So shout out to her. Just gotta find a way to release that anger. It's
Maybe even
cool.
write story, write about it, write your stories about it,
Yeah,
things that come in your mind. I know
yeah.
that helps me a lot.
Write your own book. You don't have to publish it,
Mhm.
but right, you can write that book. Yeah. So shout out to where she go? There she go. Shout out to April Morgan. She's always in the groups. Help chatting, help every day. April's in there every day. Shout out to April. Yeah. So we had
Yeah.
another one?
Okay, yep.
So I met this guy on a Facebook dating app, and everything was cool at first. And then as we got to know each other, 3 months in, he started telling me how much he loved me, and he had this like weird obsession with wanting to get me pregnant, and I could not for the life of me figure it out. And then he kept telling me that girls usually like block him, and obviously that was a red flag that I completely missed, and I should have blocked him then. I don't remember what the reason was for why he said girls usually block him, but it had nothing to do with the pregnancy thing. But he had this crazy obsession with getting me pregnant, and then it started going downhill into like a devaluation stage. Like I was emotionally abused and stuff like that, and um, towards the end, like 1 year in, I found out that he had a son, or he has a son who's like 8 years old now. And he showed me a picture of his baby mama and stuff like that, and I was just completely lost for words. Like I could not for the life of me figure out why he wanted to get me pregnant so bad. So now we haven't talked for almost like 2 weeks. Um, and I think he is a narcissist now, but oh, oh my God.
I like how that she ended it. She's like, oh my gosh. Like she just had a realization at the very end. She's like, I think he is a narcissist. Then she thought about it. She's like, damn, he is. He's highly narcissistic. So in that space right there, it sounds like you might be the new supply. You know, you might be the new supply that he's trying to lock in and get pregnant so he can make somebody else jealous in that space right there. Because I don't know if he's abandoned his son or how long it took you to tell him. But yeah, if they, oh boy, this is y'all. So it takes at least 90 days to get to know somebody. You see that 90-day mark right there in that she said it. She said it out loud. About 90 days in, he started talking about he loved me, he want to get me pregnant. Yeah, when they get you, if they can successfully get you pregnant, yeah, they feel like they got you locked in now. I can do what I want to do now. I got you got to bet you are with child, so nobody else is going to want you except for me, and I control you now. You see? That's how it works a lot of times in those spaces right there. just in those dynamics. So it does work out that way. Don't like you ain't talked to him in 2 weeks. I promise you, he might be doing some retention exercises. Do not give him them cheeks again because you might actually get pregnant. You know, he might be taking some ginseng, some maca root. Some he's on YouTube trying to find out some. He's trying to fertilize himself. He's trying to make himself more fertile. How to increase sperm count? Don't get a man no cheeks, please, God. You know,
We're gonna request stay away from.
clapping cheeks. Yeah, do not get. Somebody said Baba Root. Yeah, yeah. Do not give him no cheeks. I promise you. He waiting for you. Don't do that. Don't do it. I promise you. Like, and then I went back. The next voicemail, it's 3 months later. So I went back and I got pregnant.
Let us know. Call us back if that happens.
Yeah, please don't get that man no cheeks.
Hello, Lisa. I've been in this situationship with this narcissist demon seed for going on 5 years. I have experienced all and everything that I've needed to and am ready to see myself on the other side of it. He's in my home. He won't leave. Threatening me and my children, threatening to break my windows. And the only recourse I have is to go and get a restraining order. I'm at my wit's end. I don't have anyone to call mail-wise. I'm at my wit's end, and the only recourse I have is to go down and get a restraining order to have him removed from my home. Is that wise to do?
Is it wise to do? Yes. Yeah. Sometimes you look. Sometimes you gotta, and it sucks because sometimes you have to evict your partner, and sometimes they don't want to go. Especially, she didn't mention that he didn't have anywhere else to go, but sometimes that becomes an excuse. You know, they'll say something like, "You know what? If you put me out, I have nowhere else to go. I'm be homeless." But that's the crazy thing about it, y'all. This is how you flip their words back on them. You're not gonna be you have everywhere to go. Like you don't have a home. You have literally the world is your oyster now. You can go wherever you want to go, except for here. You know, you have everywhere to go. You're not home. You're not homeless. You're home full now. You get you're full of homes. The world is now your home in that space right there. Because the fact that some people have the audacity to treat you horribly and don't have anywhere else to go is mind-boggling to me. Because they don't think you're gonna kick them out. And sometimes, y'all, you do have to get restraining orders. But again, y'all, restraining orders are only a piece of paper. So it's not a force field. It's a piece of paper that says you can't come here. That doesn't mean that they won't come there. So you might have to take the next home. You might have to take the next steps in order to get there, y'all. It's a home pool in that space. So don't let people, like say, if they are dependent upon you, y'all, there has to be a certain level. there there has to be some respect. You can't treat me bad and I have nowhere else to go. You can't do that. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Do you have more to say? Sorry.
No. I was just
Hi, I want to share my story. I was once married to a narcissist who used to scare me with narcissistic rage. And when I tell you it is the scariest thing you could ever encounter, and what I can remember so vividly is he was a preacher. And of course, I was a preacher's wife. And anytime something would happen as far as physical abuse or his rage, we would sit in the pastor's office and we would have dialogue, and the pastor would correct him, blah, blah, blah. And when I saw that side of the rage, it mostly comes from shame and embarrassment. So when we would go home, all hell would break loose because he would be so embarrassed in front of the pastor. So I just wanted to share my story. The yelling, the screaming, breaking stuff, it just was unreal. So I've had my experience with a narcissist and also with rage. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for
so
calling.
So did she say her partner was a pastor?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
that no, that they went to therapy with the pastor,
Oh, they went. Yeah.
and he was. I believe that was what she was saying. He was nice to the or in front of the pastor.
So yeah, I I'm not trying to bash anybody's religion, but the pastor is not going to fix your toxic partner. I'm gonna be real with you. I know that might seem like the next step. You can be highly religious, you can be Christian, whatever you have to do, whoever you pray to. But yeah, the pastor is a human being, just like you are. And a lot of times the pastors are not therapists. I heard the therapists. Some therapists are pastors. But some pastors are also narcissistic. Some pastors are also super misogynistic and will automatically take the narcissistic man side if it's a narcissistic man automatically. You know what the Bible, Pastor Lee, my husband cheated on me 15 times. What can I do? Well, sister, the Bible says stand by your man. It don't say, look, where in the Bible does it say go through your man's phone? It don't say that, do it. So you sinned right there. So you a sinner, you a sinner too. So we judge not lest ye be judged, in that space right there. So no, like don't go talk to the pastor, y'all, in that space. I always say go talk to an actual marriage counselor if there's something that y'all the stone unturned, you know, just in that space right there. They will get you. They religious and spiritual manipulation are 100% that thing, y'all.
This
Absolutely.
person,
Sorry.
this person I met and it was cool, fun. We had an understanding that there was nothing serious. Neither of us wanted a relationship, is what we stated. Then things got physical. They said they weren't with the person, then found out they were with a person. The person had a baby. Then I said, okay, let's take some space, tried to back away. They didn't want to back away. I wasn't thinking anything of it. Like, oh, cool, we can just be friends. I've done that in the past. Then they wanted to stay physical. And then we kept the friendship going and then decided to resist being physical. Then they were like, you know what, you need to just find someone else to like be with, then it won't be so tempting for the two of us, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, and then I did, and I realized like that wasn't for me, and so we need to have a serious talk. Long story short, found out I was pregnant, wasn't sure which person was the dad, and then this one, well, both were just like, oh, it looks like me, and so I kind of found out that both are showing narcissistic tendencies. I have no idea which one is actually the father, and it ended up feeling like a safer method to not get tested, because all the news I'm hearing about raising children with narcissists is hell on earth, and I don't want my child subjected to it, and I feel like it's better alone than stuck. One of them doesn't talk, hasn't contacted me except for randomly inviting me to things, and the other one messages back and forth, still is a cheater, still all these things. Let's be friends. We don't have to be physical. Oh, I miss you. Oh, this. And then I'm crazy and then not and back and forth. So I don't really know what to do, but I feel like it's psychotic. Are they both narcissists? Am I the narcissist or am I just tripping?
So, look, yeah, I know I'm getting on up there in my age. I'm 38 years old now, y'all. But y'all youngins, y'all gotta this hookup culture gonna ruin y'all lives. Y'all gotta strap up. Y'all do these friends with benefits, getting physical, everybody clapping cheeks and just juices, just sexy juices everywhere. Y'all gotta how you get to like
And I'm trying to understand too when they say this friends with benefits. What are the benefits
the,
exactly for?
it's not health insurance. It's
Right?
it's it's just the friends with benefits is just typically the benefit is only sex or a little bit of money. Yeah, that's it. They're the bit of friends. You're not even friends. You just say, "Oh, we started the physical part back up." You know, just in that space right there. It just it just be blowing my mind.
I
Y'all
love it.
got so in that space right there. I feel like you said you got two men vying to be the. I feel like you might end up on Maury. Appreciate the mic over here. I just
Someone said that in the comments.
yeah about Maury.
Yeah.
It's in that space right there, you might end up on Maury. Just like who's the father? He's like, well, I don't know which one it is, but both of them said it looked like them. I just feel like you be doing an injustice to your son to not know who, or your child to not know who the father is. It just in that space right there. Just like, I'm not saying you might need to go some therapy for yourself, because like everybody, these sex juices flying everywhere, just to friends with benefits, and but
I have a question about that actually. So do they usually like encourage you to find another supply? Is that like she was saying like he was like, oh, so we can stay away from each other. We're,
I don't think he meant that. I don't think he thought she was gonna do it.
Okay.
No, hey, I'm be when they have you these open relationships with friends with benefits, they'll tell you to go sleep with somebody else, but they don't really mean it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
want to.
Go because they're justifying their actions. I'm gonna go sleep with somebody else, so you might as well do it too. But they don't expect you to do it. They don't expect you to do it, because like when you go do it, you like somebody said on Instagram, like, yeah, they start you cheating. Well, we're not together. And like I said, there's a lot of dangers in that, y'all. Not just babies, there's STD. There's so much other stuff just floating around. Like I said, them juices, boy, them juices. Shout out to you for sending it. Shout out to her for sending it in. But I'm just, I can't tell you what to do. But I just like, if I was your son, I'd be like, who's my daddy? Like, let me tell you. Let me play this voicemail I sent Lee Hammock 18 years ago. Then I'm gonna tell you the story. Now, I feel like you gotta know. Or you have two beating your door down. At least you eliminate one. Anyways, y'all. Thank you. Shout out for sending that story in.
That's a good point. Eliminates one.
Yeah, at least you only got one to deal with.
Okay, and here's our last one for the night, and then we'll do some rapid fire.
I'm trying to end a 5-year relationship with a narcissist. I found out very early on that he was one. There were a lot of things that clued me to his narcissistic behavior, like cutting people out of business deals, spreading stories, and I thought it was just like maybe like a man who hadn't evolved. And then I started to realize he was living off of women, or had in the past. I did a deep Google search, and his ex-wife was blasting him for narcissistic abuse and spousal rape, and I still kept staying with him because we actually had an affair, and I was in love with him. I thought was in love. But looking back now, there was a lot of push and pull. I want you, I need you, I care about you, and then the next, I don't want to talk to you, you're married. And it was like a drug, and I couldn't leave it. Well, it was just so divisive for 4 years, and I finally left my husband for this narcissist, and because he kept telling me the only reason why we weren't together is because you're married. And when I left, I got my own place. It was really strange. He was like making mean comments about the place I lived, and he ends up meeting one of my friends, and my friend was like, don't, he is trying to live with you, he's trying to mooch off of you, he seems like a douchebag, he looks like he's on drugs. And I didn't see any of this. Just feels like a big slap in the face. And the only thing that's helping me are videos like yours, as well as like sociopath videos, love fraud videos. It just hurts a lot.
That's some crazy work right there, y'all. But yeah, so this is not the self-aware judgment channel, y'all. I try not to judge. I try not to, because I hear these types of, y'all be surprised when I'm doing my one-on-ones over Zoom. I hear stories like that all the time. But people have affairs, and then you get trauma bonded to your affair partner is toxic as hell. And you're cheating, so are you also toxic too? So there's some stuff going on there. You see what I'm saying? That happens all the time. You get trauma bonded to the person you're cheating with, because they're giving you something you're not receiving at home, or something along those lines right there. It just, you gotta look internally too in this space right here, because like you left your husband for this person. And this is what I always tell people right here, y'all. You leave your part. If you're having an affair with a narcissistic person, they don't trust you. Why would I trust you? You're cheating with me. Why would I trust you? Cheating with me? I don't trust you with me. I don't. Why would I trust you now? We're together, so now I'm like, oh, damn, it's not fun anymore because now I have you. We don't have to sneak around anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, we don't have to sneak around anymore, so it's not fun anymore. There was the thrill of that's part of the thrill was sneaking around, getting away with it. But now you're single. Now you have this apartment. Now I really don't want to be with you. I might still come try to get you from these resources or whatever. You know, if you say he's living off of women, yeah. So I feel like again, you gotta kind of flip that mirror on you, just like you see he spousal rape, he living off of women. What attracted you to this person right here? There's something right here with you as well. You know, yeah, he might be narcissistic, toxic, whatever, but that doesn't help you heal. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't help you heal in that space. Like you got to look at you right now in this space. It's just like, what is going on with me? You know, to see all these huge red flags, spousal rape, living out nothing to offer but some willy, you know what I mean? And you left your husband for this person. So I'm not saying, but you got like I said, you can't blame him for being him now. You know who he was. Like, you've seen all the red flags now. It's like you hacked through a jungle of red flags to get to this point. You had like the Amazon. It's like you hacked through the Amazon rainforest of red flags. You're like, oh, you hit your wife, hack. Just hacking the branches out the way, and you got into this space. Now it's just like you have to turn the camera. If you want to get out of it, you have to turn the camera on you. You have to look. You got to look at you because you can't control him. Like he's going to be him. Like he's been living this way for years or however long. He's been doing this. He's going to remain him, y'all. Just being realistic, y'all. But yeah, shout out to you for sending it in. It's tough. But
thank you guys all. And down at the bottom of the screen is the number if you want to send in your questions. I'm still getting through them all. I'm keep chipping away. So send them in though. We'll get to eventually. And if you can keep them in a couple minutes or less, that's the best way.
Yeah, squeeze them. Yeah, squeeze them down. I know it's hard to squeeze your life into like a 2-3 minute voicemail, but try. Yeah, just try to squeeze it in the bottle. It's just in that space right there. So I think so. What's up next? Sorry,
next I'm gonna do my favorite video of the week, and then we'll do some rapid fires.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my favorite video. I don't know. This one just jumped at me. This week. So here we go.
Hey guys, get ready with me to be a toxic, narcissistic person today. Of course, I wake up on the couch because, lack of empathy. I'm not apologizing to anybody. No accountability, no honesty, right? It's not my fault. Next, I wash my face off in the morning. I gotta wash away all the lies, and I give myself a little manipulative pep talk. I'm gaslighting myself. You the man. You the man. Nobody's better than you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault. The next thing I do is hydrate because, it's hard to tell a lie with a dry throat. And it's extremely difficult to manipulate somebody when you're dehydrated. Yeah, me, not my fault. It's your fault. You did it. The next thing I do is get my kids together and make sure that they know that I love them. And that if we're not together, it's not my fault. It's the mom's fault. Make sure to tell me what your mom is doing. The next thing I do is stretch. You got to be good and stretched out if you want to manipulate people and jump over boundaries and stuff like that. And yes, I'm Ashley. I left the lotion at the new supplies house. Silly me, right? The next thing I do is go for a good run. You gotta be fast when you want to outrun the truth. Oops, slipped. You also gotta be able to change directions and run the other way if you need to. See you later.
Oh yeah. All right. I love them. Me.
my throat was actually itching in that space, and I was just doing that. I was like, oh, that's a little thing they do. Like me. Yeah.
All right, so we got some questions for you guys. We'll start here.
So we're doing a question and answer over on YouTube, y'all. If y'all watching on TikTok or Instagram, hop over to the YouTube channel. We're doing a question and answer over there. That's where all the questions are coming from. I'm watching over here, but we can put these on the screen so everybody can see. So YouTube at Mental Healness over you. See, from YouTube, I found it. There you go. See, shout out to Genesis for coming over. So Human Chi, shout out to you for the donating to the channel. Seriously, thank you for supporting the channel. I'm going through a rough discard now. The day I left for overseas, I asked for reassurance and an argument started. Now blocked, and tonight I've been unblocked. Message delivered. Blocked again. So I actually did a video. I actually recorded it today. It's about the games that narcissistic people play, and that's one of them right there. Block and unblock game. block, send a message, block, reblock. They keep doing that type of stuff right there just to see if you're still around, to see if you're still in their life, to see if you're still available to them, to see if they still have access to you, you know, because it's in a different place right here, y'all. It's in a different space. Like, I still have access to you. I'm gonna unblock you, and then to see if I still have access. You haven't blocked me. I'm gonna block you again. So now I'm in control. And they do this stuff all the time, y'all. It's a game. It really is a control game to mess with your head.
Oh, I think
Uh, Shout out to Amy Landis for joining the YouTube memberships, y'all. So after the live ends on YouTube, we're doing like a short, like members only, like Q&A, because we got a lot of questions over here. So we're gonna do like a short members only Q&A after this. It's like a little live too, y'all. So shout out to that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm having health issues now after being with the narcissist for 5 years. It's bad. Any tips? So how long have you been out of it? That's what I'm just curious about right there. Because the longer you get out, the further you get away from it, the more you heal, because like sometimes being in a narcissistic toxic relationship, y'all, doesn't just affect you emotionally. It can have physical ramifications as well. It can mess your physical health. Your physical health suffers too. It's not just the mental stuff. You can physically suffer from being in a toxic relationship. Your physicality dwindles down, so to speak. So even in that space right there. So just be very wary of that, because it does happen to y'all. So they mean it when they say you never cared or never did anything for them. Yeah. So in that space right there, so do they mean it in the moment? Yeah, they do mean that, because that's how they get their point across. That's how they try to make you feel guilty. They do mean it. You never cared about me, because they're focused on that one moment, not the entirety of the relationship. They're focused on this one moment right here to try to change your mind, to try to get you to switch it up real quick. That's in that space. So that does happen. Tony says, mine took advantage of a homeless woman. Are there any boundaries with them? That's a little rough right there. So just so narcissists don't like boundaries, y'all. They hate boundaries. So would I take advantage of a homeless woman? No. Some narcissist people, some won't do the type of stuff, but you gotta, sexually depraved to do things like that to a homeless woman. That's wild. Mm-mm-mm. Last night he said he ordered Blue Chew pills and he's trying to get a new girl pregnant because he doesn't like me and actually likes her. Well, congratulations, it's not me. Oh yeah, so now he's trying to make you jealous. He got some blue. He got some. So what is blue? I've seen them Blue Chew at. What is Blue Chew?
like Viagra, I believe. But it's like more natural or something, like a natural. That's what I think it is. Like Blue Chew.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Let me double check that.
like chewing, like you pop a piece of gum in your mouth before you go try to clap some cheeks. That's wild.
Yeah, it's like I see the advertising for it.
I see advertising too. Like, does Blue Chew actually work? I just click off of it. Like, what is that? I see it all the time on YouTube, just in that space right there. It's just like, you gotta pop a piece of bubble gum to go clap some cheeks. That's some wild different. Let him go pop his little chewing gum to clap his little cheeks, and then when you leave him alone for good, keep your safe. Look, be safe, because he gonna come for you. Yeah, I'm telling you, they will come for you. Oh, you broke up with me and clap a cheek. You broke up with me for real? Wow. I told you I was gonna do. So shout out to Kristen for joining the channel membership. Seriously, appreciate it. How long does it take to heal from a narcissist? That's up to you. It's up to you. The abuse was on them. The healing is on you. That's what people say. Like, the abuse was on them. The abuse is them. The healing is on you. It's up to you how long it takes you to heal. Starting today. Like I said, you might be healing for a long time. I know some people are just like, I've been healing for 3 years. That doesn't mean there's 3 years of horrible feelings and horrible emotions. You might be healing forever, but the healing just means you're still growing. Healing means you're still growing. Like, you can still become a better person. Like, there's no end in sight to your healing and growth journey. But you have to get started today. No contact. Doing something for yourself. Self-love. Rebuilding your self-love. Rebuilding your own authenticity. Working on you. Got to work on you. Do something. First of all, the first thing you got to do, go out and do something fun for yourself. Go do something that they told you that you couldn't do. To prove to yourself that you are free. Go do something they told you couldn't do.
I saw something Sinful put out today, actually, that she said, "Start now because the longer you stay in it, like at all involved in it at all, you're not getting anywhere. But eventually, as much as it hurts, because it hurts to leave too, it'll stop hurting eventually if you
Yeah.
continue."
Simple be putting out that heat. Shout out to Simple. But why is mine accepting that they were wrong now? Just manipulation, or can they actually mean this? So why did you leave? Why? Yeah, ask yourself that question. Why is he accepting that he's wrong now? Did you leave him? Are you not talking to him anymore? Or it's a community? Has the access been cut off? Because it's just amazing how people see their wrongs when you finally put your foot down and leave. So for me, if I don't know the depth of that situation right there, I would say is manipulation. That's just my first guess right there. I was like, oh, manipulation. Are you healed from being a narcissist? No, I still have narcissistic personality disorder. Still the big bad narcissist, y'all. No, I'm joking. What is it with narc sending songs to you? I actually have a YouTube video with the exact same title right there. Why do narcissists send you songs? Because they can't communicate their own emotions. They don't know how to communicate with you. They don't know how to talk to you. So hey, go listen to Usher, Moving Mountains. This is exactly how I feel right now. Shout out to Usher. I'm an Usher fan, yeah. Go listen to what's it? NSYNC, Gone. That's my song. That made me think about you. Please go listen to it. Go listen to it right now, please, and call me. Call me when you listen to it. Something like that, y'all. They can't communicate themselves, so they use somebody else's words, which shows you it's just more manipulation, y'all. They can't use anybody. They can't convey their own words because they don't mean it. So they want somebody else they want Justin Timberlake to sing to you, or Usher, or Avant, whoever y'all, Joe, say Music Soul Child, Mine is actually a songwriter and producer. So so that happens right there. How do I reestablish boundaries with the narc ex baby dad when it comes to the protective order and supervised visits with the kids? I feel like, how do you enforce the order? You gotta protect the order. Like read the order and enforce it in that space right there. If you become lax on protective orders and things like that, they take advantage of you. And they try to make it seem like because you've done it before, you should go ahead and do it. Oh, it wasn't a problem last week. Now it's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem now. I have boundaries now. Click. But you have to be safe, y'all. But be safe because they can become explosive. But you have to be safe and set your boundaries. Just say enforce the order. Because there's no point in getting a restraining order, y'all, or protective order if you're not going to enforce it. Seriously.
Here's our last question of the night. Then we're going over to the members only.
Rachel says, narcissistic cheating husband. Oh, we got a lot of voicemails coming here. Narcissistic cheating husband out of nowhere started buying me things, being open and sharing locations with me. Is he really trying to change, or this is love bombing? I was love bombing popped in my head right there. Narcissistic cheating husband being open with you because now he's caught. Now it's in the open. Now he doesn't have a choice to be open with you. Hey, look, just to show you how much I'm going to change. Here's my location. That ends. Y'all do understand that, right? They might be open and honest and vulnerable with you right now, but as soon as they feel like they have you good enough, where they've conditioned you good enough to trust them again, they start doing it again. You know what I mean? I don't know why you need my location anymore, right? So we shouldn't have to share locations anymore because you trust me, right? You shouldn't have to go through my phone anymore because you trust me, right? You see what I'm saying? It works its way backwards like that, y'all.
Mine did a preemptive. Mine was sharing location, and we had a shared calendar, and he put the stuff he was doing on the calendar date, like this type of dinner and that type of dinner. Like it was like before I even, really caught it. And
So,
I want to answer this question that someone just sent in. So the way Lee and I met is that I started to realize I was in a toxic relationship, and I share my story in the episode called "When the Mask Came Off," I believe it's so if you find out there. But so I reached out to Lee and as part of this process, my healing process, to see if he'd be interested in doing the live show. And that's how we met. And now Lee wants to add to that, but
just a random message on Instagram, y'all.
the right time.
It's perfect time too. I was like, how do I start a YouTube show?
And I'm a producer for YouTube shows.
Yeah.
Like I have experience doing this for a few years now. So that's how.
So I'm gonna answer this real quick. So Lala, can I ask, please, can a narc have health issues? Yeah, narcissists are human beings, y'all. They can absolutely have health issues, but him blaming you for his anxiety and pain, eh, eh, that right there, just like they can have health issues, like any normal human being can have health issues, but blaming you for them is when it kind of just gets into that space. Like, bro, come on now, dog. Like, really? This is where you're going with it. Like, somehow that's my fault that this is where we're going with it. It gets into that space right there. So like they can have health issues just like a regular normal person, but blaming you for them that's when they just kind of crosses the line into obscurity. Like, you really is my fault you got health issues? You got anxiety for me catching you cheating? You got anxiety for you putting your hands on me? You see, it just that doesn't pass the smell test, so to speak. It's a whiff. It doesn't smell right, y'all. Just say it like that. It just doesn't smell correctly. Just in that space. So they will blame you for their illnesses. It's always going to be your fault. Everything's going to be your fault. Shout out to Danny for joining the channel membership, y'all. Like I said, we're doing a quick question, like a little small question and answer after this ends, like the little members only lounge or whatnot, y'all.
Clubly. It's Clubly. We're heading off to Clubly, and we'll bring a couple people in if you want to come in and ask a question. It's a little more intimate, private. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to either.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to show your face. Yeah, you definitely don't have to. So I'm sending in, like I said, the link is in the comment section, whatever, to join the membership shop. If you so choose, like, we'll be back here at the same time. I don't know. We doing early next week because it's Thanksgiving. I don't know. We'll chat.
Yeah. It's up to you.
Okay.
I'll be home, so whatever you want to do.
We'll chat it up. We'll chat it. We're gonna be chatting. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning into another episode tonight, y'all. Like I said, shout out to what is it, Mama Bear Madness for joining the channel memberships. But like I said, we're gonna hop over to the YouTube, like I said, the little YouTube membership. Like, my mind is going blank tonight, y'all. My tooth just started kicking in. The tooth pain started kicking in. So yeah, we're gonna hop over to the Clubly.
It'll be available in about a few minutes. So I'm gonna put the link in the description here. I'm gonna pin it in a comment, and I'll put it over on the community tab. So if you guys are looking for it, that's where the link will be to come in. It'll be there about 5 minutes, and then we'll be going live. So just so you guys know where to find it. So here we go.
Perfect. Oh yeah, peace. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Peace. Waving the red flag with your favorite